Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is December 1st, 2021. Let's take a look at great 3D printing stocks. As you can see here, 3D printing is expected to grow around 21% compounded annual growth from 2021 to 2028. And we got great companies who are doing nice innovation, trying to take advantage of this market opportunity. So with that, let's jump in here and get started. As you can see here, we'll do a quick market update, look at top 3D printing stocks, look at few charts, and then rank the top 3D printing stocks and take it from there. So with that, let's jump in here and look at a quick market update and also look at top 3D printing stocks. So with that, as you can see here from a market perspective, we got 3D printing ETF. This is Cathy Wood's ETF, PRNT. Off late, as you can see here, it's in a very big pain here. 1 day, 5 day, 10 day, 1 month, 3 month, all down, as you can see here. And RSI, a relative strength index, is down to 33. So it's the whole 3D printing market in a shape that we can slowly invest and make a nice profit. As you can see here, in the whole 1 year, it's done 19%, but it's done great in a 5 year. That's why I think it's a good one to invest at these levels here and accumulate slowly. As you look through here, we got top stocks here. I've selected only stocks where volume is greater than 200,000 shares traded. That's why you may not see some shares that you might be liking, but it may not show up here because this looks at the volume which is greater than 200,000, and all these stocks are in that volume range. As you look through here from a performance perspective, at the top we got DDD with a nice 166% performance in 1 year, but off late, as you can see here, it's in pain. It's been pulling back. On the other hand, Desktop Metal here, it does not have 1 year performance yet, but it's down big time, as you can see here. But yesterday, as market collapsed, this stock has gone up a little bit. That tells you it cannot go any lower at these levels. It's trying to go higher. And then you got few more, as you can see here. Stratasys, again, nice sales growth, nice gross margin. Keep watching the stocks where we have a green highlight in the ticker column here, like DDD, Stratasys. That tells you those are the stocks where you have nice quarter over quarter sales growth and nice gross margin. And as you can see here, Stratasys has done great for 1 year, 67%, and so is HPQ here, and Trimble, and so on and so forth. And many of these stocks have got nice sales growth and gross margin. That's why it's good to catch these stocks when they're down and invest in them. As usual, keep watching the volume. You got some candidates like HP here. HP right now, I would wait for a pullback here. It's the RSI 75. Tells you it's super hot after the earnings, as you can see here, but nice volume. On the other hand, we got SLM here. SLM has got RSI of 42. You could still buy high volume, as you can see here. And then we got one more candidate here, Trimble, same story, nice volume. You could buy some Trimble also at these levels. And then you got some volume leaders here, like we got here AMETEK in ANSS here. It's a great stock. I love this stock here. Nice volume, twice the normal volume. And then you got PTC, Autodesk, both have got nice volume here. Autodesk, as you can see here, has been dropping off late. It's a great stock to buy. They're not a pure 3D printing. They're also into multiple other areas like design and whatnot. And then we got here, last but not least, Proto Labs. Proto Labs, as you can see here, are getting some love. Yesterday, Proto Labs went up as the market came down with a nice volume, more than twice normal volume. So we should be looking at that too. And then you got MTLS here, nice sales growth, nice gross margin, and it's also trying to go higher, as you can see here. That's why it's intriguing to take a look at some of the 3D printing stocks which are down big time and trying to show a small progress in 1 day, 5 day. So with that, let's jump in here and look at a few charts. As you look through the charts here, we got Desktop Metal. It's been going down big time, trading down. On the balance, volume is also going down. And as you look through Desktop Metal here, it's a net margin negative, company not making money. little bit lower gross margin of this list here. And also, as you can see here, it's been down for 3 months, 6 months, all the way down 81% for the year, but it's trying to turn around in one day. That's why this could be a contrarian pick. It does not have a great fundamentals, as you can see here, but given it's so much down here, could be okay to pick here at these levels. And then you got DDD and Stratasys, both are best of the breed type plays here. Great stocks with nice gross margin, and DDD has a nice net margin also. The company is making money, and Stratasys has got a nice sales growth and gross margin, as you can see here. Both are great players here. Nice 1 year performance, as you can see here. And Stratasys DDD has a nice 5 year performance also. And then you got your steady Eddie HPQ here. Old dog is trying to learn new trick with the 3D here. That's a great safety stock here. You can't go wrong with HP, but I would say wait for a pullback here. Right now RSI is 75. It's done nicely in 1 day and 10 day here, 5 day and 10 day. I would wait to buy HPQ. On the other hand, DDD, Stratasys, DM, they're at a buy level here. They're sold off heavily. You could slowly buy them. My favorite is, as usual, it's either DDD or Stratasys, given their nice fundamentals here. And if you had to pick one, it could be DDD here because it's got nice net margin also. Companies making money. So with that, we got few more here. We got Nano Dimension, MTLS, PRLB, and SLM. As you can see here, and then Nano Dimension has been going down off late here. On the balance, volume is also pretty stable right now. As you see here, nice sales growth and gross margin. Net margin is negative. It's been down all along, trying to make some progress here. At this time, it's a contrarian play. You could buy some and accumulate slowly. And then you got MTLS here. This is a better play in my mind. As you see here, stock is going down, trying to go higher a little bit. Look at the on the balance volume. It's trying to go higher. So even though stock is going sideways, on the balance volume is going higher. That tells you folks are buying this stock here. As you see here, it's a positive sales growth, positive gross margin here, satisfies rule of 40. It's also turning around in 1 day. I think this is a good pick here, given on the balance volume is rising, tells you there are more buyers than sellers. And then you got PRLB. This used to be a great stock here, Proto Lab. Right now, off late, it's kind of coming down, as you can see here. Nice sales growth and gross margin, satisfies rule of 40, as you can see here. This stock is also has a net margin positive. Company is making money. I think this is a good one to buy slowly. As you can see here, stock is up on a nice volume here. Volume is double the normal volume, and stock is up. That tells you there are people buying this stock at these levels. And then you got SLM here. SLM is a steady Eddie type stock here. It's done great, as you can see here, 62% in 1 year, 88% in 5 year. A little bit high on the debt ratio on the balance sheet here, a little bit high debt here. But otherwise, I like the stock here. Look, even though stock is trading sideways, on the balance volume is pretty much rising here. That tells you folks are buying SLM here and accumulating. So with that, what we'll do is we'll look at a few numbers here, try to rank desktop metal, DDD, Stratasys, HPQ, NNDM, and so on and so forth, and see what's on the top here and what's the great stock to invest now, and look at the relative ranking. So with that, from a fundamental general market data perspective, as you can see here, clearly HPQ is a bigger leader here with a nice market cap of $40 billion. And then, as you can see here, we got SLM is the next one, and then we got others like DDD and DM. And all these stocks are enterprise value is less than current market value. That tells you those are relatively nicely valued at these levels, whereas NNDM is as you can see here, negative enterprise value. That tells you it's undervalued at these levels. It could be a good buy because they're so much undervalued. And as you can see here, average monthly volume is pretty respectable. All these stocks are doing nice average 3-month volume, no big deal. You can trade in and out. And if you look through the fundamentals, analyst recommendation perspective, analysts are recommending a hold on DDD, but all the other stocks, as you can see here, buy or a strong buy. And as you look through here, we got a little bit higher hold rating on DDD and also hold rating on HPQ. HPQ mainly because it's gone up so much so quickly. That's why it's on a hold rating right now. And as you look through here, we got a nice target price for most of these stocks, which are which are higher than the current stock price. Whereas as you look through here, HPQ, it's got a lower target price because stock has gone up so much in the last few days here. And all these stocks are down nicely from 52-week high except HPQ here. That's why HPQ I would wait for a little more pullback, but others are in a great shape to buy, and they got nice analyst recommendation as you can see here. And now let's look at a few more data here from fundamentals, from a revenue perspective. As you see here, we got DDD with a nice revenue growth here, quarter over quarter, and as well as year over year growth. And then you got Stratasys, same story, nice growth here. Nano Dimension, great growth here from a quarter over quarter revenue and year over year. And MTLS is doing great. PRLB doing nicely, as well as SLM. So that tells you, these are some players like DDD, Stratasys, NNDM, MTLS, PRLB, SLM. Those are strong players from a past revenue growth perspective. And as you look through the margins and cash here, clearly, as you scan through this quickly, HPQ seems to be doing nicely with a lot of greens here. And then, we also have stocks like MTLS, PRLB. They're also doing great here. Also, DDD is doing great. So that tells you these are the stronger players here, whereas DM desktop metal is struggling a little bit with multiple red here, and also SLM has got a bunch of reds here, it's a little bit struggling, and even NNDM is struggling a little bit. That tells you stronger players like SDDD, SSYS, HPQ, NNDM, MTLS, and PRLB. That gives you some idea on what's going on from a margin perspective. We like to see nice companies with nice margin here. Keep watching net margin also. DDD has a net margin. At the end of the day, companies bringing money. Same story with the HPQ and MTLS as well as PRLB and SLM. And from a debt to equity perspective, I think SLM has to bring down their debt on the balance sheet, a little bit higher debt for me. So with that, let's look at a few more details here on the fundamentals and now look at growth for the future. As you look through this, we got growth for this year from an EPS perspective and next year, and sales growth for next year. As you look through here from a sales growth perspective, desktop metal has a nice next year growth here. That's why it's a down big time, but there's a nice growth expectation for next year. On the other hand, Stratasys is a steady eddy here. Nice, sales growth for this year, next year. From even the EPS growth is nice here. So Stratasys is a little bit stronger candidate, as you can see here. And then we got NNDM. Looks like there's a nice growth expectation from Nano Dimension also, and MTLS and PRLB also traded well from a growth expectation perspective, along with SLM. As you can see here, DM is a little bit struggling here. It's got a sales growth for next year, great, but it's struggling from a EPS growth perspective. That's why it's good, but bottom line perspective, they have to kind of streamline. Top line, they're expected to grow nicely, which is the sales growth. And next we'll look at technical analysis here. Many of you like to do technical analysis. From a technical analysis perspective, as you can see here, I would not buy HPQ given there is a high RSI and also high money flow index here. It's a little bit too hot right now. Let's wait for this to pull back. On the other hand, you could buy other stocks here with a low RSI here. MTLS looks like it's a little strong here, but if you look at the MFI, it's not strong. So all the other candidates you could buy slowly here, but HPQ I would wait for a little bit pullback and then go from there. Keep watching the short ratio here, DDD high short ratio. You could buy at these levels and you can expect a short squeeze type scenario. Stock can rally. And as you scan through NNDM, same story, and PRLB also high short ratio. That's why some of these stocks are making a move higher. They're trying to crush these short sellers here. And next we'll look at ranking here and look at the performance, past performance. From a past performance perspective, clearly HPQ is doing great here, doing nicely 1 week all the way to 10 years, as you can see here. And then as you scan through here, we got Stratasys doing nicely from a performance perspective, and DDD doing nicely, and also SLM. Those are the stronger candidates. And then you got MTLS doing okay too. And as you look through here from a simple moving average perspective, look, HPQ is doing great, Stratasys is doing great, and even MTLS is trying to do well here. Those are the stronger candidates from a simple moving average perspective. I like to see stocks that are trying to go higher, either in the 200-day moving average, or they should be crossing their 10-day moving average here. Looks like on a 10-day moving average perspective, even DM, DDD, SY, Stratasys, they're all trying to make a move here. Even MTLS, I like this pick here, is even though it's down below 200-day moving average, it's trying to make progress in the near term in 10-day moving average. So those are the good ones, from a moving average perspective. But generally, all these stocks are down from most of their moving averages, but some are trying to make a progress, like MTLS, like HPQ, and even DM and DDD for that matter, as well as NNDM and SLM. And next we'll look at few more numbers, and probably let's look at the ranking here and conclude. As you look through here from a analyst rating perspective, we have buy recommendation on most of these stocks, strong buy from SLM. And as you look through here from a 1-year return perspective, stocks like DDD has done great here, as well as Stratasys and HPQ and SLM. So that gives a good idea generally what's going on, in these names here. And then we look at the growth here. I like the stocks with a nice quarter-over-quarter sales growth and nice gross margin. Stocks that satisfy rule of 40 are great ones. We got DDD, Stratasys, and even Nano Dimension, MTLS, PRLB, all great from a rule of 40 perspective. They're doing great from a top line and bottom line gross margin. But if you look at which company makes money, we got here DDD making money, positive net margin. We got HPQ, MTLS, PRLB, and SLM doing great, net margin. From a net margin perspective, SLM seems to be doing great here. They're making money end of the day. And now let's look at a few more numbers here from a health perspective. As you can see here from a health perspective, keep watching here. We got the great health stocks like HPQ doing nicely here with all these categories. And as you see here, we got the MTLS, Nano Dimension, PRLB is pretty strong here. Keep watching Altman Z score. If it is a low score like SLM, that tells you from a financials perspective, SLM is doing not great here. All the other companies are doing great. If it's over 1.8, those are solid companies. They're not going to go bankrupt. Whereas if it is lower, you got to be a little bit careful here. But with a high, Piotrowski score, it may be SLM could be okay here. That tells you conditions are improving. That's why it's a little bit higher number. But on the other hand, if you look at profitability here, clearly HPQ is great from a profitability perspective. And we got even SLM and PRLB doing pretty much okay. That tells you profitability perspective. And then profit rank, very important. Look here, DDD is doing great from a profit rank perspective, and MTLS is doing great, and even SLM is doing great. And from a quality perspective, DDD gets a high score on the quality, and then we also have HPQ and MTLS with the high quality, and we got others which like PRLB and SLM, which are in the next category, including Stratasys. So this gives a good idea what's going on and how can you look at this. And from a growth perspective, keep watching here. We got HPQ, Nano Dimension, nice growth here, like B and B. And we also have PRLB and SLM, nice growth here. So now what we'll do is we'll sum it up with a ranking and then take it from there. So top ranking goes to HPQ here, given they're doing great, from a nice performance perspective. But I would wait to buy HPQ given the RSI levels are high here. Stock is super hot right now. Number 2 goes to DDD here. 3D Systems stock is down off late. with the hold rating, I would be buyer here. Given they've done nicely, nice sales growth and nice gross margin. Keep watching your nice financials here, and conditions are improving from a financials perspective. As you can see, they got industry profit rank 1 and the quality rank 1. And then we got here Stratasys, again one of my favorite stock here, doing great. As you can see here, net margin is negative, but Stratasys got nice fundamentals, nice financials here, and conditions are improving with the high Piotrowski score here, and they're doing okay generally. So it's a good stock to buy. That's number 3. Number 4 is Nano Dimension. As you can see, your Nano Dimension is doing great. Its enterprise value is less than current market cap. That tells you it's undervalued right now. Buy rating, nice gross margin and sales growth here. Clearly beats rule of 40, and they're doing okay from a financials perspective. They got wherewithal here, and they're also doing well from an industry profit rank and the quality rank perspective. And number 5 goes to PRLB. It's one of the great stocks. It used to do great before. Now it's fallen off a little bit. So as you can see here, it's a great stock here. They're doing well from a financial health perspective. They also have nice industry growth rank here, and they got nice profit and quality rank. And then you got number 6 here, MTLS. As you can see here, nice numbers here. They're also doing great from a quarter-over-quarter sales growth perspective and gross margin perspective. And they're also doing great from a financial perspective, as well as industry profit rank and quality rank perspective. So it's number 6. And number 7 is SLM. This stock is great. I would have ranked this higher. Only issue I have is in their financial strength here. They got a little bit too much debt on the balance sheet, but otherwise it's a great company. I would be willing to invest in this one, given they've done nicely. Only thing is a little bit high leverage or a debt on the balance sheet. And last but not least is Desktop Metal. It's a great stock, but as you can see here, quality rank is 8, profit rank is 7, gross margin is, as you can see, are negative right now, no net margin. That's why it's number 8 right now. As a contrarian, you could buy that, but right now, compared to other stocks, you're a little bit weak. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading, and please subscribe.